Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Birds3 here. The Betrayal trailer for Path of Exile and the expansion, I believe 3.4.5, just has been announced earlier today. So I'm just going to give a read-through video on and a reaction video on my thoughts and everything. So I haven't really looked over it much yet. I've just done a quick scroll on my phone. Figured I'd come make a video about it. I don't really have any new content to look or add to this. So if you're looking for somebody with insider details or anything, that's not this video. I'm just going through. I'm going to give my thoughts on what I see and what I think and go from there. So we will watch. They have this official Betrayal trailer, so let's watch that and see what that shows first. Give a look-see.
The ancient code of life and death is
In
broken.
shitty quality.
A devious plan of necromancy.
There we go.
Unrelenting
Now we're in
and
better quality.
frighteningly efficient.
That was like the Tolman.
They call themselves the Immortal Syndicate.
Okay. Looks like a cool, like skin transmog. Oh, okay. Move a little train around.
Have nothing to hide.
And interrogate. We got bargain, interrogate.
Go on.
Kind of like those kill the boss missions or whatever, or low life them and bargain them maybe.
Cold-blooded betrayal.
I don't see any new skills there, but I'm pretty boosted myself, so I might not even notice them. There's chests where you can add different unique properties to something. It almost looks like Diablo 3's Kadala crafting system a little bit. Just the interface, not the way that it functions. Diablo geek here. It just felt familiar to me. Oh, a unified hideout system? That could be cool. There's a new skill. That was like ethereal knives, like on melee or something, and that was like shooting frost bolts like a mirage archer. Oh, that's like some sort of what the fuck? Oh, PlayStation 4. PlayStation Mobile coming out soon.
They claim they are immortal. We must prove they are not.
They ain't immortal. All right, cool. So you just got a couple, like a quick glimpse into some of the stuff there. There was what? Those the new skills there?
You'll team up with Jun Ortoi to bring down the Immortal Syndicate. The Syndicate has 4 divisions, each with its own goals. Fortification, transportation, research, and intervention. In each area you will encounter a Syndicate member. Other members can show up to aid their friends or sabotage their enemies.
People can come and help out on the
When
enemy
the battle
team.
is complete, you must decide how to continue your investigation.
Spooky.
I had it all planned out. How could I lose?
I'm better than this.
So that looked like... Let's pause that there.
Bargain, execute, interrogate.
There we go. Get out of here. So that looks like right there. So plus 20 intelligence towards fortification safe house, or plus 1 rank to things. So that's like, I guess that's when they're saying you can kind of choose the way you want to craft things, or maybe that's the way you craft your hideout or something. But that's cool. There's different options and different ways to go. All right.
Interrogate and even induce them to betray each other.
Starve the beast. Will not break it.
Your goal is to gain intelligence leading to the captains of each division.
Oh, I missed that one.
Leading.
All right. 5 fortification swaps jobs with Kima.
To the
Okay.
captains of each division. Raid their safe houses.
Hillock was in there.
Their supplies and uncover the ultimate
The first boss you fight in the story.
Mastermind.
All right.
Each syndicate member stores different item types in their safe house living quarters. High-ranked members will have better items.
Div cards.
Each division has a different twist on item rewards. You will want to manipulate the syndicate, maneuvering certain members into positions that are going to be the most rewarding for you.
It's like a murder board with all the
Syndicate members
strings
can
tied
drop
together.
veiled items.
Oh,
Take
that's
these to
cool.
Jun and pick one of 3 options.
So it's got like that. It's got like that weird like glowy text, and that's like what you're gonna be able to modify. That looks really cool. Let's back it up so we can hear what he says about that.
Take these to Jun and pick one of 3 options for the Veiled mod.
Apply additional curse on chess piece?
The
What?
old cohort of Forsaken Masters have mysteriously vanished. Together, Einhar, Alva, Nico, Jun, and Zana have taken over as the new masters. Their league content has become the new master missions, including a simplified version of Beastery where Einhar will net beasts for you.
Oh,
this
that's cool.
expansion contains many...
Okay. So he'll beast. It's all the masters from the past couple seasons, and he'll capture the beasts for you. Wow, that's cool. So Einhar is there back, but it's like instead of doing like the Varici, the Elrion, and all that shit, you're doing these guys' missions.
This expansion contains many other features, such as master crafting that doesn't require grinding master levels,
Oh, that's
a
cool.
unified hideout system, and new skills. Check out pathofexile.com/betrayal to find out more.
Oh, that's really cool. I don't know what 100% that entails, having a unified system for the masters or whatever, but I think that's gonna be awesome because I always hated like the crafting too. Like I was pretty new, so when I had like a belt and I kept throwing the belts in like the armorer's workbench, and that was like not where you put it in bowmaker tools or whatever to do crafting. But that looks like it's more simplified on the eyes for people, where you kind of have like one bench or one spot, and it shows everything, and it doesn't scale with master levels. It sounds like I'm sure there's going to be some sort of scaling with master levels as well, but that's really cool. I'm just excited. All right, let's see what this says. Path of Exile Trail, Jun Ortoy is investing in a mysterious organization, the Immortal Syndicate. Help her manipulate their ranks, reveal their identities to the members to uncover a safe house and take down their masterminds. Cool. We got screenshots here of what? These, I guess, the encounters. So this looks like just some shit. Some other shit. Some more cool looking shit. Cool. Manipulate Syndicate. This kind of looks like that murder board kind of thing. I guess you move people around to get stuff. There are 18 Syndicate members, each with their own personalities, friendships, and rivalries that change as you manipulate the organization. You'll need to bargain, execute, and interrogate, and even induce them to betray each other in order to further the investigation. I guess you want to kind of find out who's on top, maybe, or uncover everybody, and then that's kind of how you would get. That's how you would get the crafting, maybe, or something. I'm not quite sure how that's all going to play together. But you can see here, these are like familiar names here, like Gravicus, the one captain in like Act, I think 4 or 8. He's one of those guys. Well, when you make your way out of the sewers, he's with them. You got Leo, he's the arena master or whatever. Hillock, he's the first boss you fight. So they're kind of like familiar names, at least. I don't know a whole lot of the Path of Exile lore, but those are names I recognize. Raid Syndicate safe houses. Your goal is to gain intelligence, leading to the captains of each division. Raid their safe houses to pillage their supplies and uncover their ultimate identity, the Immortal Syndicate's mastermind. Each Syndicate member stores different types of items in the safe house. High-ranked members will have better items. Each division has a different twist on item rewards. Manipulate the Syndicate, moving certain members into position that are going to be the most rewarding to you. Alright, just a picture of some shit blowing up. That looks like a new skill there, which you can't see because my thing is blocking it. Yeah, same kind of shit. Alright, failed items. We can highlight these and look at what they can do. So let's just read about it real quick. So this is stuff I think looks really cool. You can see that it has like a property on it, but you go to the crafting bench or whatever, and then you can choose like of these. So damage penetrates chaos res, which is pretty crazy because chaos damage already does real good. This is physical and bleeding, and this is minions mods. Okay, so members immortal drop new blah blah blah. You take them to her. So pretty much what I just said. You learn the ability to craft these onto other items and work toward unlocking higher level versions. Okay, so you learn the ability to craft these onto other items. So I guess you start with like maybe it's like weapon level or something, or I wonder if it's like you can take something from swords and then eventually craft it on like chess pieces or something like that. It's like this one we can't see. This property looks to be chance to avoid elemental ailments during hits during soul gain prevention. So that's kind of wild. So you use a Vol skill and then you're not gonna take any elemental damage at all. Chance to, at least. Here you got one of the maximum number of summoned totems. That's really cool. Totems are probably going to be real huge again. Probably a real good league starter for this one if that's an easy thing to craft, because you can already get I mean, every totem you put out is a multiplicative amount of damage based on what you're doing, you know? Like an arc hierophant, put out, you get like 3 totems by like level 50 or something. They're all doing damage, and you can just find a shield that puts another totem out, like, done. 1 to melee weapon in unarmed attack range, and 18 increased melee damage. So that's going to be cool for any kind of AoE builds kind of thing. Like Cyclone is based off of melee weapon range, kind of, I believe. So like getting +1 melee weapon, you're just going to get bigger areas to do stuff. Increased movement speed cannot be chilled. That's really cool. I hate chilled. Chilled is garbage. I hate it. I can't stand it. I mean, I get it. It's got to be there, but nothing feels bad with like when you end up standing on chilled ground trying to attack, and everything just feels bad. New Masters, familiar faces. As the Immortal Syndicate ascend into power, the old cohort of Forsaken Masters mysteriously vanished. In their absence, Einhar, Alva, Nico, Jun, and Zana have risen and has a new group of masters to aid you. Their lead content, including Delve and Incursion, have been added to the core Path of Exile content. Bestiaria has been reimagined and simplified, like they were saying. The Nets 2.0, as everybody's saying, that's gone. I guess it looks like Einhar just captures the beast once you get it killed. You kill it and he captures it, or he wouldn't let you. It's probably really cool. You probably don't have to worry about getting it to low life or anything stupid like that. Like the Varici low life missions. I would always one-shot those guys sometimes and be like, whoops, and he's like, you failed the mission. So this is a Delve encounter. This looks like one of the Delve things from Nico for it. We've got an Alva encounter here, which I'm excited. I really like the Delve, but the Alva encounters I was a big fan of, finding Alva out in the wild, and it was if you played Delve and you got to the end of your Delve run and the crawler would just spill loot out everywhere, that was great. But the Incursion had that very similar property, except I didn't have to go to the mine encampment and then go down into the Delve and choose where I wanted to go, which was a great mechanic. But for me, when I just want to, I haven't even killed the Shaper yet. I've gotten pretty much my entire Atlas cleared. I'm not somebody who's farming that late game where the Delve was particularly perfect for my kind of playstyle. So the Alva was cool. I could just keep doing my maps and keep doing my thing. Find Alva, have that 20-second timer, kill a room full of people, pop out, loot explosion, and I'm right back in the map. No, not as much downtime, so to speak, but enough of a break from the maps for me to be enjoyable. This looks like finding weaken the beast so that Einhar can capture them. So maybe you might have to keep them on low life just by saying weaken instead of kill the beasts. But they said they made it simpler, so maybe he captures it before you really have the chance to kill it, kind of thing. Looks like an Ethereal Knives, maybe Transmog, or that's Einhar shooting. I'm not really sure. Again, I'm a boosted player, so. But that looks cool. What we got here? Streamlined mastercrafting. Yeah, that's what I was saying a bit ago. The mastercrafting to me was awesome, but I would always get mixed up or choose the wrong thing. But this looks like you can just choose what piece of gear you are on. And for me, somebody who would be throwing the boots into the artisan bench, or I would accidentally throw a belt into the sharpening wheel, and like none of it made sense. If it's just one bench that does it all, and I don't have to worry about, and I can just see what I can and cannot do on that item, that to me, just looking at this, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, and that's something I've had silently in my head lately that's been bothering me. I just as a new player, I'm not necessarily a new player anymore, but I'm not like a hardcore know everything about the game. But somebody who's coming to the game new, and especially with all the people from, I hate to say, coming from Diablo with the BlizzCon news and everything, but that's not this video. But a lot of people coming over might have overwhelming feelings when looking at the crafting bench and not understanding as much how to do it. But this looks like you just pop it in, choose what kind of, it'll choose whatever weapon or armor slot it is, and you just craft what you want. Let's say we've revamped the entire process of master crafting, from the user interface to the way you acquire new crafting options. Individual master crafting options are now unlocked by completing specific content, such as incursion rooms or delve encounters, rather than by grinding master levels. That's cool, because I'm almost at the end of delve here, and I still haven't gotten Zana to level 8. I haven't done any like thing where I go and hop through. I guess early seasons people post on notification boards like, hey, I'm doing my rota, and like you end up just hopping around and doing 8-9 rotas a day, craft up your masters and get them done faster. But if you're not doing that, takes a while. Unified hideout. Let's see what that really means. Hideouts, favor, and decorations are now shared across all leagues. You can load and save your hideout. Oh, that's cool. You can load and save your hideout templates and share them with other community members. Cool picture. Another cool picture. Another cool picture. But that's cool to me. Kind of like when they came out with the ability to move your stash tabs, I guess. You could, the new league starts, somebody who's got 80 plus stash tabs, and you've got to go all the way to the end and slowly drag your map and money stash tab across 80 tabs. You can just right click it now, pop it all the way to left. hideout. Like now I set up my hideout. It looks pretty and functional, and I can just save that template. That way, new league, I can just click, boom. I don't have to move everything around. I'm a little OCD, so I like to have my masters kind of spaced out evenly along the lines and stuff like that. So that's really cool. That's another space-saving time. New endgame maps. We have added 4 new maps to the Atlas of Worlds. These maps are fleshed-out versions of fan-favorite tile sets from Delve Azurite Mines. The entire Atlas of World has been rearranged, so the Atlas is going to be totally different again. That's cool. Again, I haven't gotten to the point where like the Atlas matters a lot to me, but I know I see people doing they do what the Shaper's Orbs, and you can take any map and turn it into a tier 16 map. So you turn like a white map that has a good drops that you want to do, that has a close cluster around it to get the most sextants on it, kind of thing. I've seen that before, so that might be some new content for some of the high tier streamers and high tier gameplay people that really are trying to. It'll be refreshing for them, I guess, so they don't have to have the same kind of thing. The channel. This is a hollow map of Insulation Fleet Fungal. So it says monster. That's got Onslaught mod, it looks like. Void Elemental Ailments. Guess it's just a new map. Oh, Ziggurat. Primordial Blocks. Okay. I don't think any of the mods look any different there. Just showcasing new maps. I don't think the Blocks map. I recognize the Courthouse. Hollow, I don't think I recognize. I do recognize Channel, and I do recognize Courthouse. That's cool. Okay. I mean, just more maps, right? More maps, just slight changes around to make things fresh for people still. New and revamped skills, along with other balance improvements. Betrayal introduces 10 new or revamped skills across 3 core character archetypes. It includes several completely new types of skills, such as brands and banners. I guess banners would be almost like totems, I guess? Let's see. Skill reworks. We're making changes to Ice Spear, Vortex, Ice Nova, Arctic Breath, and Tectonic Slam. Oh, that's sweet! I was going to plan on trying to do like a Tectonic Slam Chieftain, and now that you're changing it, that sounds cool. Now I really want to do it. That's cool. Other cool things there. Awesome. Shattering Steel. Shattering Steel is a sword and axe attack that releases a cluster of metal blades that burst on impact in an outward cone of damage. Enemies can hit by the multiple projectiles or burst. Shattering Steel is a chance to impale, a new effect that stores some physical damage taken by the enemy and deals it again when hit. That's cool. That's the one that me looked like an ethereal knives, like on hit kind of thing. So you slam your axe, shoots out all these projectiles. That says projectiles right there, so it looks like it can be affected by projectile modifiers, which will be cool. And then it stores physical damage in the enemy, so the next hit they take unleashes that. So it's kind of like you're adding damage to your next attack on the enemy. That sounds pretty wild. That sounds like it could be some cool stuff. Got Lancing Steel. Lancing Steel is a sword and axe attack that releases an impaling projectile and summons metal blades that are fired forward in rapid succession. Enemies can be hit by the multiple blades through only the central projectile applies the new impale effect. Okay. To me, again, maybe I'm reading that wrong, but that sounds very similar to the one we just saw, except maybe it'll be more focused toward the sword and axe attack. So maybe you could do like the archer, the raider kind of thing, because you get a lot of projectiles. They apply the impale effect. So that's just another sort of shattering steel. So this seems very similar to me by reading it, but who knows? We'll see more when more deeds come out. Banners. Cast a banner once to carry it, weakening enemies around you while buffing the attacks of you and your allies. More banners gain stages as you kill enemies, while dread banners gain stages as you impale enemies. That's the new effect, impale, that we just talked about. Cast a second time to place the banner, making the effect larger and more powerful with a bonus effect. So it almost looks like a ground effect. Like you stand in it and you get something, except it's banners. You can move them around. I guess you have 2 casts, kind of like you can cast the second time to place the banner. I guess the first one you cast and then like it charges almost like a Vol skill. So maybe you cast it and everything you kill within that time limit kind of thing, sounds like, and then you cast it again and it will place the banner with a buff based on how many kills you got during the first effect. That's cool. A new mechanic. I wonder if you probably can't do any like cast when damage taken on that skill, but that's kind of cool. Brands. Creates a brand on the ground that attaches to an enemy that walks near it. Storm brand zaps nearby enemies and deals damage in an area around them, while Armageddon brand summons destructive flaming meteors. Branded enemies drop the brand on death, letting it jump to the other enemies. Okay, so that seems almost kind of like a damage, like a spell and a curse thrown together. Like you would put this brand on somebody and it starts doing some sort of damage. Like you put a storm brand on somebody and it's kind of like curse stuck on that guy, doing damage around him, and then if he dies, it's like that brand will transfer to another person. So So that could be a great way to get some cool AoE stuff going, some good AoE clear on some more single target friendly builds. Winter Orb creates an icy orb above your character when you channel, which rapidly lobs icy projectiles at nearby enemies. Channeling the skill causes it to build up in power when it starts to fade away when you stop channeling. So again, I'm a Diablo 3 fanboy. That sounds, Winter's Orb almost sounds like a frozen orb from Diablo 2, similar. Instead of throwing it out, it just hovers above your head like a Mirage Archer and just pew 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 pew. That could be really cool. We've got powerful new items. Many of the 15 new unique items of Betrayal have veiled mods, allowing you to customize the items more than ever before. Betrayal also includes 5 new div cards designed by our supporters. That's cool. So we've got the Crimson Storm is one, and you can't even see the veiled mod, so I guess that's maybe very similar to the crafting. Maybe you actually get to choose what's on it, which could make different rarities of the item worth a lot more, a lot less. So it's got good fizz, it's got good crit strike, chance to inflict bleed on crits. And if you inflict with bleed, grant increased flask charges. That's kind of cool. And you do physical damage. You do buttload more base damage to bleeding enemies. And you maim on critical strikes with attack. Maim slows. That's cool. Wow, the base damage on that 107 to 160 doesn't look that good, but when you add in the 116 to 158, that could be a good amount of damage. Plus a little bit of movement speed implicit. Cool if you're doing something with fast movement, but you can replace that with any corruption mod and be. You corruption mods will take place of an implicit mod if you're not worried about that 4% movement speed. Either way, that looks like a really cool, easy, good leveling for the late game. Vivinsect, Sunset Ring. 5 to level of socketed aura gems. Socketed gems have 10% increased mana reserved, 17 all attributes, 15 life regenerated per second for each uncorrupted item equipped, -2 total mana cost of skills for each corrupted item equipped, and it's got a veil mod on it. That's really cool. So you can have a real, you could use Hatred, get a huge level 25, even a 26 Hatred, put a couple corrupt items on there, and you get some mana cost reduction. And who's not going to have, if you're doing a caster of any kind, and you have a corrupt shield, corrupt boots, there's good corruptions all over every item. Every item class, so you can really get some low mana costs for free, pretty much. Well, it's a Shaper Onyx Amulet. Solstice Vigil. 21 increased damage. That's cool. 52 max life. 2.2 mana regenerated per second. Temporal Change has 100% reduced mana reservation. So if you're using Temporal Change as a Blasphemy, as a Curse Aura, has 100% reduced mana reserves. So just free Temporal Chains. That's cool. And gain Shaper's Presence for 10 seconds when you kill a rare or unique enemy. I'm not actually 100% sure what Shaper's Presence is. I'm going to go do the quick looky. Not like that. Yeah. Maybe it's something it's not worth it. We'll look it up later. And supporter packs. Not going to look into that. If you want to look into that, I'll put a link down below so you can look at all the supporter packs. But that to me, it's pretty cool looking. I like the crafting. I like the master benching. New skills are always welcomed. I love the new masters. That's going to sound really fun. They're actually going to make a difference in what you do. We'll have to look more and see what happens with these veiled mods and how they work more when it comes out, about how you can make the interactions. And it says you can sort of transfer them from, let's say here, you learn the ability to craft these onto other items. So I want to see how that really plays out. If you can actually take it off of an item, if you get a good roll, if you can take it from that item, remove that exact property and place it on another item, maybe from one sword to another, that could be real wild. Manipulating the Syndicate. This seems like a cool, almost with manipulating the Syndicate and choosing the path of how you want to do stuff, how you want to manipulate these masters, whatever. Kind of seems like a mix of the Delve and Incursion. It's you're kind of doing the Incursion temple thing right here, but it's also the Delve where you can kind of target slightly where you want to go with your mods. So there is that. So I'm going to cut it there. That is my thoughts and my quick read through. Gave a couple thoughts on it. Maybe I'll put another one out if I learn any more information about what's going on. I'll put a link below for this guide link right here so you can look this up yourself. And I'll put a link down there for the purchases, the supporter pack. So if any of you guys want to look at any of these supporter packs and stuff like that, I'll put those links below. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead, throw a like if you like it. and you want to subscribe for more content, go for it. But I do a lot of my stuff lately is on Twitch. I'm sort of spread thin lately, so I try to be on Twitch at least 4 times a week. You can see the link on the banner there, and there will be links in the video description below. If you have any questions about it, feel free to comment. Feel free to have discussions on the comments here in the video, and I will see you guys all soon. Thank you very much.